Hunter saves it. Hunter Hughes is coming around. Here comes Colton Garner. It's Hunter Hughes!
Turn 4 for the final time. Who's got more ponies? Checkered flag out. Bluegrass 150 goes to Ian Miller.
And welcome back to the Daily Driven Podcast, guys. As always, I'm your host, Nick Zammit.
Good, get the name out there. It's like, hey, Joseph Newgarden, you're the guy with the sperm commercial. Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to the Wednesday Night Dash season finale from the Valley of the Sun at Phoenix Raceway for the championship race. And I am your host this evening, DJ Fluck. I'm out of the car, and I am up here in the booth filling in for Jackson Lambros, who's out calling karting races. So tonight we're heading to Phoenix Raceway in Avondale. It's actually this weekend is the championship weekend for NASCAR. So we're going to run 100 laps tonight. We have cautions. We have one possible green-white checkered and a championship on the line. So let's take a look at the standings. This qualification is underway. Dawson Buchanan holds a 22-point lead over Colton Garner. Statistically, yes, Colton is still in it, but a lot has to go right and a lot has to go wrong for Dawson. So it more or less, Colton needs to win. He needs to sweep the bonus points, and Dawson more or less has to finish in the bottom two. And he has to finish dead last tonight if Colton doesn't sweep the bonus points. And even then, it'll be close. So we'll keep an eye on that this evening. The team standings. We've got a 6-point lead between JM Motorsports and Smoky Mountain Racing. So not only will Dawson and Colton be battling it out for the driver's title, their teams will be competing for the team championship tonight. So let's head out to qualification and see how things are going. Well, that's a good start for Colton Garner. He's currently on provisional pole. Testing a new overlay this evening, so it may run into some bugs tonight, but you know, I've got a lot of good feelings about this. It's got a lot of good features, so we might be switching to this for next season. So figured I'm in the booth, let's give it a try. While we're waiting for the field to set, it's our 6th visit to Phoenix Raceway, with Colton Garner actually having 4 out of those 6 wins. Chad Winstead has the other one back in season 2. Same thing, Colton 4 wins, 4 poles, Chad 1 win, 1 pole. So Colton also has dominated the lead laps with 180 laps led over his 4 races at the track. Sorry, there's 5 races at the track. So Colton needed that bonus point for pole, and it certainly looks like he's going to get it. As we're down to our last minute and a half of qualifying. Let's take a moment here. Yeah, more self-promotion here. The chat's up and running tonight. So we have actual drivers communicating. Nick Warboy's not happy with this qualifying run. He's currently sitting 14th, so we'll go over that here when we meet the drivers. But Eric Richardson and I have been hosting our weekly show, FR Racing's Garage Talk. We're into the 150s now for episode count, and we want you to tune in. So search for FR Racing's Garage Talk wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, or check it out on YouTube with the simulcast on Stadium Scene TV, now on Friday mornings. So as we close up here and get ready to take grid, Colton did exactly what he needed to, taking that pole bonus point, unless somebody comes and steals it at the very, very last second, which don't think that's going to be the case. Looks like the track is clear, the field is set. Let's steal somebody from I can't get him out of the broadcast or out of his channel. So let's steal Colton Garner, tonight's pole sitter. Let's see what he's up to. Maybe. Having a little bit of technical difficulty with Discord. All right, I guess we will go ahead and meet the drivers. We'll try to check in with him later. So sitting on pole tonight is the number 40 of Colton Garner. Jacob Barker in the 12, who's had a strong rookie season in the league, will be starting on the outside of row 1. Dawson Buchanan, looking to secure his championship tonight, will start right behind Colton in third position, followed by Garrett Jarnigan, Colton's teammate, starting 4th. Heading back to row 3, we're looking at Chris Fuge, another one of Colton Garner's teammates, starting 5th. And Lane Snow, who we haven't seen very much of this year, makes an appearance tonight for JO Motorsports, starting 6th. His teammate, Jax Malin, will be starting 7th, followed by Brian McKinney in the number 8, starting 8th. Team lead for JM Motorsports, John Miles, starting 9th. And lining up alongside of him will be Robert Lewis in the number 20. My teammate, Eric Richardson, will be starting 11th. And his buddy, Connor Fuge, will be starting in the 12th position, followed by Eric Mattingly in the 23, despite the fact it says 61 on his car. And JP Jones in the 21 will be starting 14th. Nick Warboy will be starting 15th, followed by Bill Mulfield in the 911, and then closing out the group will be the number 93 of Derek Booker in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So let's head up to the sky, and let's take a look as we come around and take that green flag one more time as the pace car is in. And they come around for the start, and we are racing at Phoenix. 100 laps. Colton Garner takes the lead. And Dawson Buchanan heading right down to the dogleg. Heads back up, and Chris Fuge is into the wall. Caution. That did not take very long. Oh, man. That might be a sign of things to come tonight. That Chris Fuge has had just a rough season in that 49 Ford Mustang. See if we can get a replay of that crash. Oh, that was loud. All right, wait, a little too far back. See if we can get a shot here on that restart. Saw Colton and Dawson heading down to the dog leg right away. And Chris looks like he just gets loose and hits lane snow. Nick Warboy, Eric Richardson. Might be seeing Eric Richardson in the booth after saying a little bit of damage. Chris makes it around for his pit stop. Well, it looks like Colton Garner is being credited with the lead. He's going to get his lap lead bonus for that. And the lights are off, so we're going to get back to racing, and hopefully we will get some green flag runs in here soon. With Phoenix Raceway in this track configuration, the pace car drops off really early, and you've got that long run between 2 and 3 where you're bringing the field up. Bill Mulfield catches up with the rest of the crew. All right, mulligan time. Let's try this again. Colton Garner brings the field back to green. And we are underway, starting lap number 5. Colton Garner cleanly through turn 1, coming through turn 2. And it looks like we have Connor Fuge into the wall of turn 2, but we carry on and stay green. Dawson bumping the wall. We're going to keep an eye on this battle all night between Colton and Dawson. And doesn't really matter what Colton does if Dawson's right there. And we're under another caution. Let's see if we can catch a replay of that. All right, these replay controls I do not like. Oh. Eric Mattingly crashed. All right. Hopefully this sounds too annoying on the broadcast. Looks like that's after he crashed. Let's back that up here. Oh! Yeah, a little bit of a hip check there from Derek Booker. That's a bummer. Man, that sound is annoying. Oh, I don't like that. We'll have to make sure we turn that sound off in the future. Maybe I can figure that out. Second caution of the night. Looks like we may be getting ready to go again. Yep, pace car lights are out. Start seeing everybody line up side by side. We're going to see Colton Garner and Jacob Barker lining up on the front row. Dawson Buchanan back down in 11th. Believe he took a stop. All right, pace cars into the pits. Let's go to our aerial shot here. Garner brings the field into turn 3. He enters the O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone, and the green flag is out. We are back underway at Phoenix. Colton immediately goes for that dog leg. Pulls a 0.4 of a second lead over Derek Barker. We got Garrett Jarnigan moving into second. But Barker holds him off and is clear, and we've got another caution. I just threw my pen. Looks like we've got the number 23 of Eric Mattingly again. Oops. Oh, we got JP Jones in the back this time. All right, third caution of the night. I added some extra time to this session. I was hoping we'd get done in an hour, but I just had one of those feelings tonight. So we might be in for a long one, folks. Buckle up. Let's go talk to somebody. Hi, Chris.
Oh, what the hell?
Hi. Welcome to the booth. Hi, Chris.
Oh, sorry for the, excuse my language, DJ.
Love those little surprise drop-ins. So, I wanted to check in with you. Had a rough start for you. How are things looking down there?
Yeah, not bad. Garrett just didn't know that I didn't take the dog leg. Spotters didn't, the iRacing spotters didn't work for a minute there, but, caught the field at full speed with Warboy on that last restart and got lucky and dodged that wreck. So just gonna try to work my way back up through this and not run anyone over or cause any more problems. And I feel pretty confident I maybe have a top 5 car. We're gonna find out.
I mean, it's just hard to get a momentum going when you're getting a caution thrown every 2 laps. So how are you staying focused out there?
I just try to remember my marks. I spent a decent amount of time practicing, so I just try to hit my marks and remember where I'm at and remember where I am in relative to other cars and just take it easy. It's a long race. We got a lot of ways to go.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for your time. Let's get you back to your channel.
Thanks, DJ.
That was Chris Fuge. All right, let's get back up and let's get ready to restart here. Wow, that was close. Colton Garner leads the field to green. And we're under caution yet again. Oh, dear God, I cursed Chris. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry, Chris. Let's back it up. And there's Chris in the 49, the bright yellow top there. Oh, it looks like the 20 of Robert Lewis turns John Miles and actually gets Chris on the spin. Oh, man. What a night. Fourth caution of the day. All right, looking at the live standings right now. If the race were to end right now, Dawson would have an 11-point win over Colton. So Colton's doing everything he needs to do. Apologies for the dead air. Had kids come in to visit, so. Oh man, gonna be a long night out there. All right, that was a quick caution. We're back underway. Lap 18 again. Colton Garner goes right down to that dog leg. See Dawson Buchanan in that red number 4 hanging back there. Got Derek Booker moving up into 4th, pushing up against Brian McKinney on the outside there. Doesn't look like he's going to clear him, but Dawson Buchanan falls back to 6th. Colton Garner has a 6/10 of a lead, second on Derek Barker as he comes around to take lap number 19. Eric Richardson, a slow car on the outside, but we are staying green. And Dawson is pushing hard. He's riding up against that wall, still sitting in 6th. Love that camera view. Watching back here, watching Dawson Buchanan moving up on Brian McKinney. He's right there. He's going to try to take him on his inside, going into turn 3. And, oh, and he bumps into Brian. But he is clear. We move on. Got a battle here for 6th between Jax Malin and Derek Booker. And coming out of turn 3 and 4 has been tough. We've seen some cars sliding through there, but Jax was fine coming through. He's back down to the dog leg. And he is clear of Derek. But Derek's coming back on the inside again. And wisely backs away. Haven't talked much about Nick Warboy. He was part of that early incident on lap 1. Trying to work his way back in, going after the 8th position right now. Garner and Barker, 1-2. Got the Smoky Mountain and Blue Ridge Racing boys representing each other in the front here, pulling away from Garrett Jarnigan. We haven't talked too much about, but he's quietly sitting back there in the third, and we've got another crash here. Looks like Derek Booker this time. A dog leg. A little bit of damage on the rear, but he is continuing on. Well, we're getting some good momentum going for a little bit. All right, let's recap the field. Yeah, let's wait. Let's wait till after pits. Looks like everybody's coming down. It's like 4 tires and fuel for everybody. Let's get a better camera angle there. Oh, it's a little bit better. We got Barker away, we've got Colton away, and it looks like Barker's going to beat him out of there. Actually, Gardner lost a lot of spots. I wonder if he got himself a black flag. We're checking race control. Yeah, I believe Colton Garner got a black flag. May have been. So let's reset the field. Let's take a look at everybody, see where we sit. Actually, you know what? We're getting ready to go green, so forget that. All right, we're coming to the green flag. Jacob Barker is going to lead the field to green. Penalty drops Colton Garner back to 12th. Got a little bit of work to do, but he's still got plenty of time. We enter the O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone, and the green flag is out. Jacob Barker is pulling away right away, and Garrett Jarnigan through the dog leg. Here comes Dawson Buchanan on the inside of Garrett. Oh, there is no line. You can pass under yellow here. Garrett is clear of Dawson and holds second. And our caution is out yet again. This time, the 54 of John Miles and the 93 of Derek Booker. Looks like Derek's loose again. Takes a whole slew of cars with him. Brutal. With that accident, Colton Garner has worked his way up to 9th again. Hey, Dawson, it's DJ up in the booth. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, DJ?
Well, I wish I was down there driving with you guys, but, it is what it is. But it's been a rough night. Sixth caution on our 32nd lap. How are you staying focused out there?
Just the end goal, right? So my goal is out here to go here and win the race and hopefully take home the championship. So just trying to log the laps and keep the nose clean. That's the main goal right now.
And looks like we've got nope, still got a couple more laps here. So what's the strategy moving forward? How are we going to stay clean out there?
I think track position, right? So you just being up front and being with everybody up here. Like if you can stay out of the hornet's nest and stay out of the trouble in the dog leg, I think I'll be all right.
Seems like a good strategy. So Dawson, thanks for your time and good luck out there.
Sir, thank you.
It's Dawson Buchanan in the number 4. Drama with my kids. All right. All right, let's do it again. We are a third of the way through. Lights are out on the pace car. Everybody lining back up. We're going to have Jacob Barker and Garrett Jarnigan lining up on the front row. We've got teammates Dawson Buchanan, Jax Malin starting in the second row. Pace car is on its long, slow run down pit lane. Side note here, anybody heading to Phoenix Raceway this weekend, come say hi to me. I'll be there on Saturday for the Xfinity Championship. I'll be roaming around the infield for a bit, so see me in the Stadium Scene TV hat out there, so come say hi. And into the O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone. The green flag is out, and Jacob Barker is right to the dog leg, followed by Dawson Buchanan. Good restart from Dawson. Clears Garrett. You got Jax moving in on Garrett for P3, and he's going to clear him. Not quite. Jacob Barker pulls away to a 0.6 of a second lead already. Oh, and contact with Brian McKinney. And that's caution number 7. Believe that was Connor Fuge in the 19. Yeah, yes indeed. Brian got a little loose there, and Connor locked up. Looking a little too hot going into 3. As the pace car catches up for our 7th caution of the night. Just a reminder, this is not our last broadcast of the year. Our GT Sprint Series, in preparation for the iRacing special events, the endurance side of the world, turning left in, right, yeah. We got one more race coming up at Suzuka. It's a GT3 event, Friday, November 7th. Join me and whoever else will join me in the booth. Want to get some practice before the Suzuka special event? Come on out. All you need to do is go to frracingonline.com, go to that bottom of the page and join the Discord and let us know you're here for the GT race, and we'll get that password to you. So come on out, free to join. We don't keep score, no iRating limits. Just come on out, let's have some fun. These are going to be some interesting interviews tonight. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Dawson has a 21-point lead now after Colton secured the pole bonus point. And basically for Colton to win, he basically has to win the race, get the most bonus point, sweep the bonus points, and Dawson has to finish in probably the bottom 3. We're getting ready to restart yet again. Got Jacob Barker, Dawson Buchanan bringing the field to green. Jacob has had really good restarts going right for that dog leg. Let's see if Dawson follows him down there. You've got Garrett Jarnigan in the second row and his teammate Jack Smalin right there with him. And the green flag is out yet again as we come around for lap number 40. Jacob goes right to the dog leg. Dawson a little bit there. And look who has worked his way back up to 5th. And Colton Garner in the 40. Ooh, looks like we got a little bit of damage on the backside of Dawson. Doesn't seem to be bothering him too much. Looking at the race control line, saw another crash, but no, that was just just got stuck on the last one. I'm like, no, not again. We're on board with Dawson Buchanan. Man, the caution is out yet again. Looks like Eric Mattingly. Eric Mattingly, and get these controls going. Yep. Just got hooked by Brian. Rough night. Look who's there. Colton Garner moved up to the number 3 position. Got that damage on the back of Dawson. Doesn't seem to be bothering him too much. Oh, that was close. Nick Warboy decided at the last second to stay out. Actually, I think he was planning on pitting and just ran out of space. Looking at the leaders, Jacob Barker stayed out. Nick Warboy stayed out. Robert Lewis stayed out. Connor Fuge stayed out. As you can see, the long pit road and that big wide turn, you see a lot of shuffling as people making their pit stops. Wait till everybody heads out and stabilizes a little bit, and we'll run down the field. group, we have Jacob Barker in first, followed by Nick Warboy in the 27. Robert Lewis is sitting third in the 20. Connor Few just worked his way up. This Larry Bird photo. Eric Mattingly, after his rough night, has worked his way up into fifth. Colton Garner took a pit stop. He's that first group who stopped, sitting in sixth. Garrett Jarnigan in seventh. Dawson Buchanan in eighth. Lane Snow in ninth. Jack Smalin in 10th. Bill Mulfield in the 911 in 11th. Brian McKinney was involved in our last incident, sitting 12th. Chris Fuge 13th. John Miles 14th. Eric Richardson 15th. JP Jones 16th. And Derek Booker looks like he's called it a night. So let's... where'd everybody go? There we go. All right, pace car is out. Coming around for lap 46, we're going to go back to green flag racing with the first 6 cars, or first 5 cars, not taking a stop. Let's see how that impacts them. Into the O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone. Green flag is out. We're racing again at Phoenix. Jacob Barker runs right down to the dog leg as he's been doing all night. Runs away. Jack Smalin scrapes the wall back there. And Nick Warboy chasing him down. You've got Colton Garner back there on fresh tires looking to move around. Oh, and Dawson's into the wall. Dawson Buchanan is into the wall. He's still going. Green flag stays out. That is not what he needed. Despite the fact he didn't stop, Jacob Barker, and the caution is out. Jack Smalin. See what happened. Jack Smalin in the 9. I dreaded getting loose on turn 2. Almost took 2 teammates with him in that process, but spins, and the Victoria's Secret car will need to make a pit stop. All right, and Jacob Barker's on his way into the pits. He didn't stop the last time out. Yeah. Eric Mattingly, Robert Lewis following him down. As Nick Warboy inherits the lead. Gonna get himself a bonus point here. So Warboy and Connor Fuge stay out yet again. Looks like Dawson Buchanan is stopping in the pits, probably going to take a fast repair. That is an awfully long pit stop. Series leader did not need this. Dawson's back out. Trying to catch up with the lead pack. as they come around to take the green flag. He's lucky he's got that long trip between 2 and 3. As Nick Warboy will bring the field to green. And the green flag is out. Nick Warboy goes right to the dogleg, followed by Colton Garner moving up into second. And the caution is out yet again. Looks like we've got Eric Mattingly. He's having a very, very rough night. He got loose out of 2. Nope, he just made contact with Garrett. So far, one car out of the race, the 93 of Derek Booker. All right. And just a reminder, if you've tuned in, one more stream left. Friday, November 7th. 11 p.m. Eastern. It's a 60-minute sprint race at Suzuka. The GT3 class in preparation for the iRacing special event. So it's pretty casual. Come on out. Race with us, hang out with us. We'll be broadcasting it as our final race broadcast of 2025, and we'll be back in January. Our tentative start date for Wednesday Night Dash will be January 7th from Chicagoland Speedway, which nobody knew that before just now. You were getting breaking news. Look who's back on the front row. You got Colton Garner. And the 40, Dawson Buchanan, is hanging back there in 8th. He's going to push his way to the front. He's got a clean car yet again. As Nick Warboy once again is leading the field to green. Into the O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone. The green flag is out, and oh, we almost have contact with Nick and Colton right away, but we move on. Near disaster for Nick Warboy and Colton Garner, but we're okay as both drivers start pulling away from the rest of the field, already pulling a 0.3 of a second lead over Connor Fuge in 3rd. Closing the gap a little. That's some green flag racing. Yeah, if you're heading to Phoenix Raceway this weekend for the championship weekend, look for me. You see on the corner of the screen the Stadium Scene TV logo? Got a big white hat with that logo on it. Come, you see me, come say hello. We got a John Miles fan in the chat with us tonight. Thank you for tuning in. John currently sitting in the 13th position, 2 laps down, but with the cautions we've had, you know, Eric Richardson is 1 caution flag away from getting back on the lead lap yet again, when 20 laps ago that didn't look like it was going to be possible. And there it is. Oof, I scare myself sometimes. All right, what do we got here now? Looks like Brian McKinney is our latest victim. Get up to our controls here. Oh, gets clipped by Jax and into the wall. Tweak my scoring here. Nick Warboy finally comes in, and Connor Fuge inherits the lead. Larry Bird, I mean Connor Fuge, it's DJ up
Larry
in the
Bird.
booth.
What's up, DJ?
Connor, you're in the lead.
I sure am.
And Eric Richardson just took the lucky dog. He'll be coming back on to the lead lap. Does that scare you at all, Connor?
Not at all. I'm not scared of him. He should be scared of me.
It's been a rough night for quite a few of your fellow opponents. I hope I don't jinx you with this interview, but how are you staying focused out there?
Honestly, I'm just running my line. I don't like taking the dog leg on the first lap because it just, as you can see, breeds cautions. So I just pray that I stay on the outside. Speaking of which, I need to tell Dawson that I'm not taking the dog leg.
All right, well, I'm going to put you back into your channel, and good luck to you.
Yep.
That was race leader Connor Fuge, who's warning Dawson Buchanan that he will not be taking the dog leg. Good driver communication there. All right, here we go yet again. We have 12 cars on the lead lap with Eric Richardson getting his lap back. He'll be restarting at the back of that inside line as Connor Fuge, who will not be taking the dog leg, as Jax Malin goes right to the dog leg. And there goes Dawson Buchanan under the yellow line, trying to make it stick in turn 2. Connor's holding him off so far. Look for Dawson to make a move on the inside, going into turn 3. But Connor continues to hold him. Ooh, takes a wide line coming out of 4. As Dawson Buchanan inherits the lead for the first time. So Jax Malin after his early crash, and Connor's into the wall. Ooh. Maybe I should stop interviewing drivers. I think I've done that to every single one of them I've talked to this evening so far. I apologize for my broadcaster curse. Dawson Buchanan, the championship leader, he's out front. Teammate Jax Malin trying to chase him down, but Dawson has opened up a 0.3 of a second lead over his teammate. If you've got JM finishing 1-2, that's going to lock up the team championship for him, but we shall see. We still have quite a bit of racing left to do. See if we can keep the green flag out. There's Nick Warboy moving on the inside of Garrett Jarnigan heading into turn 1. And he clears him for third. Nick Warboy of FR Racing upgraded his equipment a couple of weeks ago, and he's looked very impressive since updating his wheel. It looks really comfortable out there. He is moving in on second on Jax Malin, moving in onto his inside. He's right there. And, oh, and they touch! And Jax disappears from the screen for a second, but he is back. The most terrifying thing in iRacing is when your opponent disappears from the screen. Nick Warboy clears for second. Colton Garner had quite a run there through the dog leg coming into turn 1. Colton is determined after that early penalty to get back up there. He's coming close. Yeah, Nick Warboy clear in second, chasing down Dawson Buchanan. Dawson's opened up a 0.4 of a second lead as we come around for lap number 69. I'm not saying it, no. Oh, and Nick brushes the wall. See Jacob Barker moving in on Colton Garner. He gets to his bumper, and we've got another caution. Brian McKinney also having a really rough night. Comes out of the dog leg, and he, oh! Just overshot turn 1 right into lane snow. Brutal. 12th caution. You know what? I'm not going to interview anybody. Don't want to jinx anybody. We're going through pit road right now, and here come all the leaders. I think Colton was thinking twice and realized, nope, everybody's coming. John Miles is our lucky dog this time around. On that long pit road here at Phoenix Raceway. Let's take a look at the pit exit. And Colton Garner is away, followed by Garrett Jarnigan, Dawson Buchanan, And Jacob Barker just barely passes Nick Warboy on the exit. Again, as a reminder, if you haven't heard enough of my voice, you can tune in Friday morning for an all-new episode of iRacing's Garage Talk. Now, last week we went over our IndyCar season. We'll talk about the finale. We'll talk about me being up here in the booth and not on the track. And previewing the Championship 4 weekend in Phoenix. So this will be the last time for Phoenix Raceway holding the championship for a couple of years. We'll see. It's heading to Homestead, Miami next year. I think very excited for that change. Had some good races to end of the years in the past, and good to change it up every so often. So we'll talk about Championship 4 weekend, and we'll recap Mexican Grand Prix. And look who it is. We have Colton Garner starting first with Garrett Jarnigan, his teammate, starting on the outside, followed by Dawson Buchanan and Jacob Barker starting fourth. On that long stretch of track as we approach turn 3. Into the O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone. And the green flag is out. Colton Garner brings the field to green. Right through the dog leg. Dawson Buchanan is right there. Nick Warboy's following through. A little bit of a lockup back there, but we continue on. Oh, somebody went on the inside. Are we going to stay green? Nope, we are not. I saw that right at the end. That was Bill Mulfield in the 911. We'll take a look at his crash real quick, but I think most of us saw what happened there. That dreaded turn 2. Oh, and Connor Fuge in there as well. Yeah, if you punch it too early, that's what happens. Oh, Connor into the wall again. I swear this won't be as long as the World Series game the other night. All right. We've officially changed to the 25 to go. John Miles. A little bit of damage on the front end. Takes the lucky dog. And you know what? He's back on the lead lap. All right, let's run him down one more time real quick. Have to be quick. Colton Garner currently sitting first, followed by Dawson Buchanan in the 4. Garrett Jarnigan in the 32. Sits third. Nick Warboy in the 27 fourth. Jacob Barker, who's been running up front all night, is 5th. Chris Fuge, who's had an up-and-down night, is 6th. Jax Malin, also an up-and-down night, currently 7th. Robert Lewis in the 8th position. Eric Richardson in the 9th, followed by Lane Snow, who was just involved in that last crash. John Miles, 11th. Connor Fuge is sitting 12th in the pits. Bill Mulfield sitting in the pits. John Jones, JP Jones, sitting 14th. Brian McKinney is out. And Eric Mattingly and Derek Booker have also exited the track. All right. So we got 11 cars on the lead lap yet again. The two best drivers this season, Colton Garner, Dawson Buchanan, up front every race. The green flag is out, and you know where Colton is going, right down to the dog leg. Garrett and Jacob follow him. Nick Warboy doesn't follow him. Dawson stays out. And Garrett Jarnigan moves into second, clears Dawson Buchanan on the inside, heading into that backstretch outside of turn 2. Dawson going to be patient enough to move in on Garrett. A little bit of contact there. Garrett continues to hold his own out there. Dawson's on the outside. You can see if he tries to pinch him. Nope. Gives him plenty of space. And Jacob Barker dives right to the dog leg. We got a three-way battle going for second right now as Dawson Buchanan makes it stick on the outside as he clears Garrett Jarnigan for second. Dawson's wasting no time whatsoever. He's moving in on Colton. As we come around for 20 to go. Both drivers right down into the dog leg. Dawson crosses back up. He's going to the outside. Colton slides right in his way, and they continue on. Dawson avoids the dog leg this time around, but he's right there. Oh, and he's coming in. Colton looks like he's okay. Just sitting up here. Please stay green the rest of the way. This is going to be a great finish. Jacob Barker heading down into the dog leg. Maybe trims just a tiny bit. Dawson is really making that outside work in 1 and 2. There he goes. He's right there. He's right there. See what Dawson does this time around. A little bit of a dog leg cut. Colton's still clear, but Dawson's right there on his bumper. As we come around for 16 to go, Colton Garner needs the win, but Dawson's right there, still has a large lead in the point standings. That's not what Colton needs, but he's doing what he can. Continues to lead this race, but Dawson is not going anywhere. He is right there on his tail. Don't forget about Jacob Barker sitting back there in third. He's been running up front all night, looking very impressive. Jack Spanlin, who's had a very, very up and down night, right there with them. Looks like Dawson is settling in behind Colton as he's saving up for a big move at the end. Jack Smalin clears Jacob Barker, maybe not quite, and into the dog leg, and it looks like Jax is just barely clears Jacob for third. It's Colton. It's Dawson. As the two of them start to pull away from Jackson third. I should just pop some popcorn and watch this. This is going to be a great battle as we come around for 11 to go. Colton Garner continues to hold Dawson Buchanan off. Let's go in the cockpit with Dawson right now. Oh, he's coming up on a lapped car. Might be the 19 of Connor Fuge, I think. Well, we are at 9 to go. Does look like the 19 of Connor Fuge just up ahead of the leaders. They're closing in on him. I think they're going to catch him before we get to the end. Oh yeah, they're definitely going to catch him. Let's see what Connor does. Oh, and Connor's into the wall trying to get out of the way. Oh dear. He's trying to get out of the way of the leaders there and scrape the wall a little bit, but Dawson is still hanging right there as we get with 7 to go. Colton Garner won the first race at Las Vegas this season. Will he bookend the season with the second win? Or are we going to see some last lap heroics from Dawson Buchanan, who looks like scraped the wall just a little bit? We're going to stay with these two for the last 4 to go. Dawson's moving alongside and drops back in behind Colton as they come around turn 2. We're at 3 to go. Looks like Jacob Barker dropped back to 8th, but is this Dawson's move? Oh, they made contact! Oh, they stay out. Oh, this is going to be great. They make contact, but both continue on as Dawson Buchanan sits a 10th of a second back as they come around turn 3 and turn 4. He's right there on his bumper. And the white flag is out here at Phoenix. Dawson's there. He's going to make a move on the inside. Oh, they make contact again. Oh, the contact again. Dawson passes him. Is that going to be the move that seals it? Coming to turn 3, turn 4. Dawson Buchanan drops. One more chance for Colton Garner. But no, Dawson Buchanan takes the win and the championship on this season of Wednesday Night Dash. Congratulations to Dawson. Colton Garner second. Jax Malin finishes third. Wow, what a finish. We'll get some final words from our top 3. And we'll go over the final standings as Dawson comes back, has some damage, slides back. I mean, Colton not without issue, got a black flag on pit road during a pit stop, dropped to the end of the line. But just a great finish. Oh, and the JM more than likely have clinched their team championship with that 1-3 finish. As they pose for their team photo, they've got all 4 drivers here. For only, I think, the second time this season, with Lane Snow missing a big chunk of the season. So while they're doing that, we'll wait for everybody to head on to the booth, and we will look at our race results, and then we will do some interviews, and we will call it a season. That is practice. I don't want practice. That's better. All right. Dawson Buchanan takes the win tonight, followed by Colton Garner. Jax Malin in third, which is actually going to be your 1, 2, 3 on the point season. Followed by Nick Warboy finishing 4th. Garrett Jarnigan 5th. Eric Richardson 6th. Robert Lewis with a strong 7th place finish tonight. Lane Snow in 8th. Jacob Barker in 9th. John Miles in 10th. Chris Fuge in 11th. Connor Fuge in 12th. Bill Mulfield in 13th. JP Jones in 14th. Brian McKinney 15th, Eric Mattingly 16th, and Derek Booker rounds out the field tonight. So I see we've got a group in. So let's start with our 3rd place finisher, Jax. Congratulations on the 3rd place finish.
Thank you, DJ.
That was a very, very up and down night for you. At one point, I saw your hood almost go fly off your car. Tell us about how... just trying to stay focused out there, and the emotion of having to battle back from that wreck.
Yeah, that's kind of how every race has gone this year so far. But yeah, I feel like we were the 3rd place car all year long, and I'm glad we could rally back to get the spot I think we deserved. I wish I could have ran down Dawson and Colton there, or they could have got together. But congrats to them on finishing 1-2 and the points. It's really fun to watch them battle all year.
That is for sure. That was very entertaining, that last 10, 12 laps. Anybody you'd like to thank before we move on?
All the JM Motorsports boys and this pretty cool Victoria's Secret scheme I got to run today. It's pretty sweet. So thanks for John for designing that for me.
We did notice that. Yes, that was definitely noticed on the broadcast. So there's Jax Malin, your third place finisher tonight and third in the season. So moving on to our second place tonight's race and second place in the standings, Colton Garner. Colton, unfortunately, came up one spot short. Yeah, it's just a tough battle. How is it? Just tell us what went through your mind in those last 10 or 12 laps.
Sorry.
There we go.
Just trying not to lose the lead pretty much, but Dawson's really good at saving tires, and we made it interesting. I threw a very bad block, and I'm glad we both collected it and was able to continue after that. But that was a really fun battle. Got the heart pumping.
That's for sure. It was. I don't even want to look at my heart rate sensor right now. It was, once we got the green flag racing going towards the end, it really started to pick up. It was very, very competitive. And again, congratulations on the season. You have anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank French Broad Fire and Rescue. They've been a long time supporter, and CSO Diecast. They were they came on short term recently, and they had really good activation with me and stuff on Instagram. Unfortunately, they closed their doors recently, so they're going to be coming off the car next season. UDX, Jiffy Lube, they've been a real big supporter. Victory Fuel and Moza. Everybody that helps it run. Apple Country Plumbing. Everybody. It's really nice to be able to have people back me and enjoy watching me race and everything. And congrats to Dawson on the championship. It's really cool seeing a four-peat.
We'll try to push him next season, see if we can get him off his perches. I hope to be, it was very antsy being up here in the booth tonight. I've been fidgeting a pen all evening. I wish I was down there with you guys. But again, congratulations, second place finish. Both tonight and in the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and thank you for everything you do, holding on the league or putting on the league and everything.
Appreciate that. That's Colton Garner. And let's turn to our champion and our winner in tonight's race, Dawson Buchanan. Dawson, congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
After our interview, you had a little bit of a scrape on the wall, that little bit of damage on the rear. Tell us about your evening. It was again very, very difficult to stay focused when you're up and down in cautions as frequently as we were.
Yeah, the focus level was definitely super hard the whole night. Just it's tough having to run those caution laps, but then having to jump right back into it, and then on top of that, pit stops and wrecks and this, that, and the other, just shuffling you all through the field. But just trying to maintain focus that whole night, and especially that last run there with Colton, man, that's by far the most fun I've had in this league for sure. That was a heck of a run from Colton, and yeah, hopefully it made it interesting for the broadcast there, and yeah, just super happy to be the old four-timer here.
So it kept me interested. I was having a hard time sitting down through that whole period. So that was just a phenomenal battle. A great way to end the season. Anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, huge thanks to John Miles and Lane and Jackson, all them that show up every Wednesday, and everybody else that makes this league go around on Wednesdays. It's a ton of fun. It's definitely been a huge part of my weeks ever since I've started here. So yeah, just glad to be a part of JM Motorsports and have all these great guys. American Angler Company, Five Guys, and I came with Carolina Trace and Dr. Pepper. So I think that knocks them out. But yeah.
Awesome. So that's congratulations yet again. That's Dawson Buchanan, your 2025 Xfinity Series champion for Wednesday Night Dash. All right, as we close out another season of broadcasters, normally I would jump in here and give a little speech at the end, but you've heard enough from me, so I will try to keep it as brief as possible. So, throughout this season, there's a lot of people that have made this work and stay together. As we've watched some long-time leagues fall apart, this league continues to go on and get better every season, and I have to thank all the drivers for that. Every single one of them that comes out every week that believes in what we've done. There's several of them who've been with us since near the very beginning, and they keep coming back season after season and spending their Wednesday night with us, and I have to thank all of them. I also have to thank Eric Richardson for pushing this league and helping. This started off as Eric and I goofing around on a Twitch live stream in September of 2021 when we just kind of arbitrarily came up with the name Wednesday Night Dash. It turned into a league. It stuck. And this year has just been unbelievable. We want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. Last year as a YouTube channel, we did about 8,500 views. And for the month of October so far, we're at 10,400 views as a channel. Just for the month of October, we're pushing about 50, 60,000 views for the year. We've done several live streams. We've had the Indy Racing World Series. We've had the Bottom Split Series that came in this summer. That's been a lot of fun. And again, without the drivers and without you tuning in every week, there would be no reason to continue this on. But just tremendous growth throughout this year, both from on track and off track, and it's just a pleasure spending my Wednesday nights. I know my wife doesn't appreciate all the Wednesday nights I spend in here with this group, but again, I appreciate every single one of you who tune in and watch and drive with us or have driven with us in the past. So as a final note, we'll be taking the holidays off as we usually do. We might have some unofficial things. We're talking about having a best of watch along, grab some popcorn and some beers, and we'll watch some old races and do some commentary with that. But we'll be back on track on tentatively January 7th. We'll be back in the Cup cars, the next gen cars that everybody loves, I know. And we're going to Chicagoland Speedway to start next season. So that's breaking news. If you were on the broadcast earlier, you heard that. But we'll be heading to Chicagoland Speedway. Tentative start date, January 7th. If you want to come race with us, head to frracingonline.com/WND. And that's that. So thank you again for tuning in. We've got one more race in our GT series coming up a week from Friday from Suzuka. Tune in, hang out with us. And again, I'm DJ Fluck. And again, for Jackson Lambros, who did a phenomenal job this year, and Trevor Kratzer, who called the other two seasons this year, thank you again, and good night.